Who is your favorite superhero of all time? My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. Yes, because you care. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about comic books, which you already knew. And I'm going to start off by talking about Spider-Man because he's my favorite, which you also already knew. I was 10 years old when I saw the first Spider-Man movie, with Tobey Maguire. I probably loved it so much because I was 10 years old and it had cool effects. And Tobey Maguire was really, really cute. But when I look back at it now, I love it even more. Because the Spider-Man movie adaptations are one of those few movies that really capture the whole feeling of Spider-Man. Not just the whole hero aspect of it all, but his silly humor and the sort of darkness around his life and what he has to deal with, and how hard it is for him to keep his superhero life a secret, and also having to keep up with being unemployed and stuff like that. It's a known fact that Spider-Man 3 is a really, really bad movie, but the fact that Sam Raimi made a bad third movie doesn't really bother me because, you know, I can always look at the first two, so I was never really bothered by that. And second of all, when the third movie came out, I was so busy that I couldn't see it at the theater, so, you know, I don't really care because I didn't have to pay that much money to see it. Some really exciting news is that they're going to make a Spider-Man reboot, and they're going to base it off of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series, which is really exciting because I love Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man is basically about a young Peter Parker and his troubles in school with his girlfriend and his second life as a superhero, and having to deal with the death of his uncle and all of that. And it's really good. I actually like it a lot more than the original series. But let's talk about a movie adaptation that pissed me off. Wolverine. Wolverine is one of my favorite comic book characters. I mean, he's really tough. He's cool. He's kind of funny in a sort of dangerous way, and his backstory is really interesting. It's actually the only thing that I care about when it comes to X-Men. I don't really care about X-Men. So when I heard that they were going to make a Wolverine Origins movie, I was so excited. And then I saw it with my brother, and it was so bad. The worst part is probably that they're going to make a second movie, and it's going to be about Wolverine in Japan fighting samurais. Yeah, because that makes sense. Samurais don't even exist anymore. If you've seen the movie Wanted with, what's his name, James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie, you know that movie is pretty crazy. I don't know if you like it or not. I think it's kind of okay, even though it's kind of ridiculous at times, but it's still pretty good. But the comic book series is so much better because in the movie, this main character played by James McAvoy, I'm trying to catch a freaking fly. Anyway, in the movie, the main character joins this organization who say that they kill people for the good of mankind, pretty much. So he thinks that they're the good guys. But in the comic book series, he gets invited into this evil organization knowing that they're evil and accepting that. So that pretty much makes him a bad guy. Hollywood seems to be scared of showing people that not all human beings are good. That's kind of annoying because everyone knows that we all have dark sides, and some people aren't good, and to not be able to show that on the big screen just because you're afraid of showing people the truth, that's bullshit. Constantine is one of my favorite movies, mainly because I love the comic book so much, and it was great seeing it on the big screen. But Constantine in the comic books is a blonde British guy, and Keanu Reeves plays Constantine in the movie. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but Keanu Reeves isn't blonde, and he's not British. The whole thing about Constantine's character is that he's, really cynical and bitter, and that just works better if you're British. It's just something about the accent. It's just better that way. It's not like I don't like Keanu Reeves. I actually kind of like him, but I just wish they would have gone with someone more true to the original character. I recently finished reading That's not the right title. The White Cat by Holly Black, and Dylan was right. It's probably one of the best books I've ever read. This is what I'm reading right now. It's the first book in the Wheel of Time series, called The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Rest in peace. And you should read it because this is like a classic, and even though it's a really long series, it's worth it. I've heard it's worth it. I haven't read the whole series, but I'm planning on reading it. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and it is the weekend, right? I think so. Peace and love and bye-bye.